Ah, shit. Here we go again.
This prison story is about when my homeboy Mason got caught doing the unthinkable in the prison kitchen. Now, I told this story maybe 3 years ago, and just recently the story started going viral. But I left out a lot of things in the first story that people had questions about. So now I'm going to retell the story and put everything in it. All right. So as y'all know, Donta ended up getting a job in the prison kitchen. And I was working the line, meaning I was a server, putting the food on your tray or whatever when you come through the line. So I'm meeting everybody. If everybody that's come to, white, black, Latino, don't matter, Chinese, Donta feeding you. So my homeboy Mason come through, and I ain't seen Mason in at this time, y'all, I was 26. I was 26 at this time. And I ain't seen Mason since I was 16, so 10 years. I ain't seen Mason in 10 years. For those that don't know who Mason is, Mason was my guy from Flint, Michigan. We grew up on the north side, and he stayed like 3 houses down from me on Edmond Street off of North Saginaw Street behind my homeboy Mark Woodward house that stayed on Van Wagner Street, right? Shout out to Flint, Michigan. Me and Mason, when we wasn't pushing up on girls and, being fast, we was out there robbing cats and selling drugs. Now, I'm not telling y'all this story to glorify the street life or anything like that. I'm just giving y'all the backstory of me and Mason relationship. We was out here robbing cats, selling drugs, pushing up on girls, and that was me and Mason. And Mason ended up going to juvenile because he bought a gun to school or whatever. But Mason didn't really, I don't even know why he bought the gun to school, but I guess he was feeding into that thug life to the max or whatever. But nevertheless, this was the time that I ended up moving to Atlanta also. So me and Mason relationship was cut right then and there. So now you fast forward to 10 years later, Donta got a job in the prison kitchen, right? Serving inmates. So he come through the line and I'm like, Mason, what up, man? He was like, oh, Donta, what's good? What's good? I'm like, man, hey, man, what unit you in? He like, oh, I'm in 4B. I'm in 4B. I said, all right, look, I'm going to get over there. I'm going to get over there because I ain't want to hold up the line. These cats want to eat. It's Burger and Friday, and people want to hear and get their food. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm like, all right, I'm going to be over there later. He like, all right. So I continue to serve everybody their food or whatever. And I was thinking to myself, like, dang, man, it's like when you don't see somebody for years, either they dead or they done moved out of state or they here, they in prison, right? So nevertheless, we're just going to fast forward, right, to me meeting up with Mason. So the next day, I shoot over there, right? And I see Mason, he over there playing dominoes with some of his homeboys. So I go over to him, I'm like, what up, Mace? He like, hey, what up, D? So the girl like, hey, you can't be over here. You can't be over here, man. You out of bounds. You out of bounds. I said, all right. I said, hey, Mason, meet me on the yard, man. Put in a request so you can get on my yard or whatever. He's like, what yard you on? I said, I'm on A yard, right? Because this prison right here, they have 4 yards. They have A yard, B yard, C yard, and D yard. You didn't want to be on D yard because either you was a snitch or you was a pedo or a child. You know what I'm talking about. So he's like, all right, bet. So it's yard time. And I see him. I'm like, man, what's up, Mason? He's like, man, it's good to see you, homeboy. I said, man, hey, what's good, man? He like, shoot, man, they gave me a bird. I said, they gave you a bird? He said, yeah. I said, damn, they gave you 25 years? He said, bro, man, let me tell you the story. All right, y'all. If you heard this story already, just sit back, relax, and just enjoy the show. But it's a lot of things that I did not put in this one. I mean, in the last one that I got to put in this one. So he get to telling me, like, you know, after he got out of juvenile, you know, his mama turned her back on him. She basically made him a ward of the state, and he was out here living foul. You know, he was robbing cats, and eventually he just became homeless. And he said that he was homeless for about 8 years, right? So he said that one day he ended up seeing his puppy or whatever, this German Shepherd, and he started taking care of her, you know, man's best friend or whatever. So he said, nevertheless, he ended up, you know, raising this dog or whatever, and that was just his friend. He said he just felt like that was the only person or the only thing that cared about him on this earth. So he loved this thing. So he said that, you know, every time, like at nighttime, they'd go behind restaurants, steal food out the garbage and like that. And him and the dog would just eat, and he'd like sleep under bridges and sleep in abandoned houses. So that's how he was living or whatever. So he say one day the dog took off running, and it's early in the morning. The dog took off running, and the dog ended up getting hit by a car, right? So he said he heard the noise, like boom. He heard like the noise, and he heard the dog like squealing him, you know, whining or whatever. So he said he jumped up and he run toward the street, and there it go. The dog is right there, and it's slowly passing away. So he said he picked the dog up, and he telling the dog like, it's gonna be okay, man. It's gonna be all right. And the dog just looking at him in his eyes. And you know, my man Mason was like, I just wanted to comfort him or whatever. So he said that he took him by the school, and he was just rubbing the dog head or whatever. Then the dog unfortunately passed away. So he said right then and there, he felt alone. He said, like, man, my mama didn't want me. I ain't got no family. I found this dog when it was a puppy. That's the only thing that showed me love. I'm homeless. Ain't nothing working out for me, man. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna check out. I'm about to go do the unthinkable. I'm out of here. So he said he get up and he started walking aimlessly, right? Just walking. He said he don't know how long he was walking. But when he got towards the street, this busy intersection, he seen an MTA bus coming down the street. And he was like, you know what? Yeah, hopefully this will happen real fast. Hopefully this was about to happen will just take me out fast. So he said he stepped in front of the bus. And right before he stepped in front of the bus, there was a woman across the street that must have been observing him and like, yo, and she noticed like, oh, he trying to, you know, do the unthinkable. You know what I'm talking about? He trying to set the appointment up with Jesus real fast, you know, on an unscheduled type thing. So she hurry up and bolt across the street right before he about to get hit by the bus, and she tackled him and they fall on the sidewalk. She like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? He like, man, let me go, man. You should have let me do it. She was like, no, you're a human being. It's another way. And he like, man, you don't know me. And she was like, I know I don't know you, but I know that, you know, you can't come back from what you just did. And he was like, man, so what? You don't know me. You don't know what I've been through. She's like, listen, whatever you've been through doesn't have to be this way, man. What you've been through, I don't know what you've been through, but I know you don't have to do this to yourself for it to relieve. Trust me, man. And he was like, man, all right, man, whatever. So she was like, listen, do you work? He was like, no, I'm homeless. What the? And she was like, okay, do you got family, kids, or anything? He was like, nah, man, the only thing I got in this world is a dog, and he died today. And so she was like, listen, I got a job for you, okay? It pays $400 a day. He was like, what? She was like, yeah, it pays $400 a day. Me and my friends, we need a navigator, right? And he was like, a navigator? She was like, yeah, we need somebody that's going to, help us navigate these woods or whatever. We every year we go to a secluded location, and we basically camp, and we just go out to the wilderness and whatever. And we need like an extra hand to carry the bags, help prepare the meals, just be around or whatever. So he said $400. She was like, yeah, but we need to see, can you pass a physical fitness test? He was like, what I need to do? So she was like, all right, come on, follow me. So they go to her office or whatever, and he looking around, and she was like, get on that treadmill right there. I'll give you $50 if you can run on that thing for 20 minutes, right? Without stopping. And he's like, shoot, for $50, man, I'll run from here to fucking Alaska, man. So he get on the treadmill, and he's running, and he do it. So he get off the treadmill, and he like, man, where my money at? So she give him the $50. So now she like, listen, I'm going to give you $300 right now. Go get you a room, get cleaned up, get you some food, and I'm going to pick you up tomorrow. So he was like, I bet. So she give him the money. He leave out. The next day she pull up at the hotel. And he like, man, how the heck you find me? She was like, you weren't finna, I know you weren't getting to no nice hotel. That's how I found you. Get up, it's time to go. So he like, all right, man, whatever. So he say that they end up getting on like this small airplane or whatever, and they get to go. He said he don't really know where they went at all, but he said it was a lot of mountains. To me, I'm thinking they went to North Carolina or South Carolina. I stayed in South Carolina some years back, and the terrain that he was describing, I don't know, y'all. I want to say it was North Carolina. But anyway, he said he get there, right, and they land at this private strip, and it's just the wilderness or whatever. So he said he get off the plane, and he see like this cabin off into the distance or whatever. So he said he seen like some women with coolers and stuff and everything, and they got suitcases and stuff, and they are bringing it into this nice cabin. So when he show up, they looking at him. So he said it was a total of 7 women, including the woman that bought him or whatever. And he said basically they all meet, and they're like, hey, what's going on? And all this and that, and they're like, oh, so this the new guy that's going to be helping us this weekend and all this and that, and everything is cool, right? So at nighttime, they all have dinner, and they sitting around at the table, and they asking him questions about his life, and he just basically telling them like, yo, I'm from Flint, Michigan. I was a ward of the state prior to. I was out here robbing cats and, selling drugs and stuff like that and whatever. And I just been homeless for a good part of my life or whatever. And then, this lady right here, I was about to do the unthinkable to myself, and she saved me. And, well, I'm here with y'all now. So they was like, oh, that's sweet, man. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, cool. So they say, well, tomorrow we're going hunting tomorrow. And keep in mind, y'all, I forgot to tell y'all the race of the people. These is all white women, all middle-aged white women, okay? So they tell him like, yeah, so tomorrow we're going to go hunting and you're going to be our guide or whatever. And so they're like, so just, get some sleep, get some rest or whatever. And yeah, we get ready for tomorrow. So he like, all right, bet, cool. So he's sitting on the bed and he like, thank you, God, for allowing me to meet these people, man. I know I've been a bad person in life, and I do appreciate for you looking out for me and giving me this opportunity to change my life. I promise I'm not gonna mess this up. And again, thank you for looking out for me. And also, could you make sure that, my dog is good in heaven? Amen. So then he lay down and he goes to sleep. We gonna fast forward to about 7 o'clock in the morning. So he's sleeping good, y'all. I'm talking about good. So then he hear wake up. And he like, what? Then he hear wake up. So some water got thrown on him. He just like, man, what the F? And there, just a big 380 right in his face. And all the women is in his room, like in camo, right? And like hunting gear. And they got guns on them, like, yeah. He like, man, what the F going on, man? What y'all got going on? What y'all doing, man? So they like, oh, you are the one that's about to be hunted. You got, let's see, you got about 1 hour to get out of here and escape. And this is the thing. If you can escape out of these woods, you can keep your life. And well, if not, we'll see you soon. He like, man, what the heck wrong with y'all? So he get up attempting to fight, and one of them will hit him in the back of the head with the butt of the rifle. Boom, right? And he fall and hit the floor. And they like, you here right now, man. You right now. Get the fuck out of here and get to running. So he like, man, y'all crazy. Y'all some crazy bees. Right? And they said, just remember, you got 1 hour. Then he was like, man, y'all crazy. So one of them shot at his foot and he started running, right? So they go back in the house and they like, how long do y'all think this was going to last? And the lady that actually saved him was like, I think we got a good one, man. I think this one gonna show some promise. So he's running. He don't know where to go. He don't know where he at. He ain't never been out here before, let alone ever been in the woods. So he just running, and he like, man, this is some stuff, man. This is crazy, right? So he said he had to run maybe a half a mile straight without stopping. So now he out of breath, and he just sitting there like, man, what the fuck is going on? Meanwhile, the ladies is at the cabin and they eating, right? And they just discussing how they gonna do it. So now they making bets. I got $1,000 that I'm gonna get the first shot. Oh, I got 15,000 that I'm the one gonna take his life. And so they just betting how they gonna do them or whatever. So then they like, all right, come on, let's go. So they get on their ATVs and they 4-wheelers and they out there. He here in the distance, like, so he get to running some more. For the sake of time and for the sake of the audience, y'all let me know in the comment section, because I need to cut this story right quick because I actually got to do something. But y'all let me know if y'all do y'all want the long version of my stories or do y'all want the short versions? Let me know in the comment section. But anyway, long story short, he said he ended up taking 2 of the people's lives, 2 women lives out there in the woods or whatever. And it's a lot of things that happen in that situation that I'm not privy to tell y'all or whatever. But like I said, he ended up taking 2 people's lives in the woods that was hunting him basically. And they caught the cops on him. And they basically flipped it on him and said that they was out there on a woman's retreat. And, he was just on some Jason Voorhees type whatever. And now he in here with me. If you enjoyed this story time, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you forgot to hit the like button and share this video, make sure you take care of that. If you want to send a gift to support the channel, we are accepting gifts and donations via Cash App and PayPal. If you want to support another way, please contact me at 313-452-8981. That's 313-452-8981. Or email me at thedontashow88@yahoo.com. Also, contact me if you need any type of promotion. Until next time, take care.